Well, hey everyone, and welcome to another video about safety regulations. My name is Garniel, and what you might not know about me is that I'm this week's test subject here at Aperture Science Enrichment Center. Unfortunately, that was a lie. Truth is, I spectacularly failed the Aperture Science Collaborative Disposition Test, couldn't make it past question 7 due to indecision, and so instead of actually being a test subject, Aperture has instead asked me to come in and inspect these test chambers to make sure they meet or exceed standard safety measures here in the US. They heard what a good job I did with my inspection at Black Mesa and poached me like a fine egg. And I gotta tell ya, after spending a few months at Black Mesa, I'm excited to see how Aperture stacks up in comparison. I'm still not sure why they gave me a portal gun, but I'm positive it's gonna all be fine. Now let's clear the table and set some parameters for this inspection because there are very obvious dangers here in the test chambers. Dangers you probably already know about. Dangers that people have already pointed out in the past as being occupationally unsafe. Things like giant pits of acid, or the numerous dizzying fall hazards. And it's true, people have even completely redesigned the early chambers of Aperture to be OSHA compliant. And while these projects and documentations are inspiring and well done, they've missed several things that are simply not obvious to the average person. Things that are actual occupational hazards. For examples, where a giant pool of acid, live ammunition sentry turrets, or high energy pellets whizzing past your head are indeed dangerous, they're part of the testing environment. These things are designed to be dangerous. And so, I excuse them from being an occupational hazard. What I'm looking for are the real occupational hazards. Things that are dangerous not to the test subjects, but to the average Aperture employee, like the janitor who cleans up the cake and body parts after a completed test, or things dangerous to the engineers who are installing the 1500 megawatt Aperture Science heavy-duty super colliding super buttons. After all, we're not paying the test subjects. They're not employees. We're paying the scientists. And the lawyers. With all that out of the way, I hope you're doing well, and thanks for tuning in. Life can always seem to get harder and harder, and if it's hard for you right now, I hope this video will help distract you for a little while. Also, if there's anything you think I missed here in Aperture, please do let me know down in the comments. In fact, if you've got anything to say at all, just put it down in the comments. I read every single one, and they always put a smile on my face, even the critical ones. It won't be missed. Let's get on with the inspection. All right, everybody, I'm gonna start you off with something that I think is super dangerous. And it's this staircase right over here. So this thing is an actual abomination. First of all, it's so goddamn wide that it definitely needs a handrail in the middle. It should have handrails on either side as well. It's up against a wall, but still there's this little gap that you can see in between the staircase and the wall. So, I mean, if a staircase has more than 3 steps, it needs handrails. So what do we see here? All right, and on to this monstrosity as well. We've got another staircase up here that has fallen into complete disrepair. I thought that stuff here in Aperture Science was like supposed to last forever. I mean, you can throw the radios into the fire and the acid and they persist. So I don't know why these staircases had to be skimped on so hard, but I mean, if an employee stepped onto this and it broke like this, you'd be looking at a major lawsuit. Another thing is that the staircase it just seems a little too wide for me. Once the staircase hits 88 inches, it needs to have a middle handrail. And I don't have a tape measure to bust out to just check this thing, but just going off the fact that like the handrails are probably 44 inches like they should be, you're cutting it pretty close here, bud. So I'm not saying it needs to be done, but I would take a middle handrail on some of these staircases. How long have these fucking things been broken? I mean, look at all these jagged edges, dude. I mean, who knows what kind of internal damage you're causing to the building just by leaving these broken, and they're not even labeled, so we don't even know what's coursing through them or was coursing through them. This is kind of unforgivable. I want these fixed. All right, and this dovetails nicely into my next problem with this whole facility. There's a serious lack of signage. Like, look at even on these, whatever these tanks are, it's some kind of gas, but there's no label on it. Any gas like this needs a hazard diamond, so you know if it's dangerous to inhale, if it's flammable, all sorts of stuff. And none of this stuff is labeled, and the signs that do exist in this facility are scant at best. And the warning signs within the testing chambers, even though they're for test subjects, okay, they're fantastic. They're beautifully designed, but we ran into this problem on Mother Base, where sometimes design is more important than functionality, and that just can't occur. You have to have functionality and clear messaging over cool design. Some of the signs are on the floor. I mean, who's looking at the floor? People barely pay attention to signs as it is. If you put them on the floor, they're just gonna think they're a neat ceramic tile. They're not gonna pay any attention to them. Dumb design. Let's get this fixed.
The Enrichment Center apologizes for this clearly broken test chamber.
I mean, for God's sakes, when Doug Ratman is better at making warning signs than you are, you've got a problem. Although I would love to give a shout out to this confined space danger sign because, man, I love me a confined space, but it's an out-of-date sign with the ANSI Z535 safety signs regulations. Now they require a little picture, and this should have a little picture of a man holding his hand up. So I'm gonna have to dock you for this one, buddy. There are so many areas within the places that employees would be working in, especially, I mean, this seems like a confined space, that just need more signs. I mean, this sign says machinery moves on its own, but no pinching hazard, no crushing hazard. Why is this thing even available to be walked in between? Like, just put a fence around it or something. Like, and there's no lockout tagout procedure anywhere that I can see that would shut this off and make it safe to work on. This is ridiculous. This area does, however, have some demarcation lines, which I love, but you could be a little more liberal with the demarcation lines. They could be around a little bit more. There's no reason to treat your employees so poorly, honestly. Just put some more signage up. Save yourself and the employees. The elevators in the test chambers are also kind of a problem for me, because obviously employees would have to use these once in a while. What I love is that the OSHA mod for Portal did address some issues with the elevator. There needs to be some signage in the elevator that displays what its maximum occupancy is, what its maximum weight limit is, and it should also have an emergency stop button. And I don't see an emergency hatch at the top or bottom. If somebody gets stuck in here, how is anybody going to rescue them? It should also have preferably some kind of intercom system that can be accessed from within the elevator and not just pumped into the elevator by GLaDOS, so that if somebody is stuck within the elevator, they can call for help. Something I do like about this elevator is that it does appear to have some handrails here, which are kind of nice in case it gets shaky. These are all simple things. You should really address this as soon as possible. I also really like the fact that Test Chamber 8 here has these guardrails. Super cool to keep you from falling into the acid if you're an employee. But I thought, hey, should these have toe boards? And then I realized, no. Even though they look like they should have toe boards so you don't slip and fall into the acid from underneath, that's not entirely what toe boards are for. Toe boards are to protect tools from falling from above onto employees that are working below. So if something's just gonna fall into the pit of acid, yeah, big whoop. And that's great, but I'm also a man of contradictions, and I really think that these should have some toe boards. I think that every guardrail should have toe boards. It's like, why not? They provide a little more security and safety no matter what the case. So maybe we should get some toe boards here. I don't think I'll ever get fucking tired of saying the word toe board. Toe board. Toe board is ready! Here's another thing I don't like about this test chamber, and I'll just show you instead of telling you. That's right. There's no pinch protection. There's no pinch warning signs. How am I supposed to know when I'm gonna get pinched? This pinching is egregious, and you know why it's really, really messing with me? It's because I tested it. I went to other places, like this platform here, to see if it would kill me, to see if it would pinch me when I got underneath it, and look, it just stops. It detects that I'm here, and it stops from pinching me. So why can't every pinch hazard have this incredible anti-pinch technology? We need this. You should be sharing this with the world. It's incredible. I ask you. I'm dumbfounded and a little pissed off. And you thought I was done with pinch hazards? You better be fucking kidding me right now. It's the 1500 megawatt Aperture Science heavy duty super colliding super button. Look at the gap in between the button and where the button sinks in. Why is this not flush? Can you imagine having your toe in between the button and what it depresses into? This would crush your toes. And you know what? Shell's not wearing any fucking boots. Do you guys even require your employees to wear steel toe boots? Somehow I doubt it. I doubt it, but I sincerely hope so. And with the weight of these buttons and how big they are, the steel toe probably wouldn't matter. It would still probably just cut your toes off. Man, this is insanely designed. I don't understand why this button can't just be flush like every other button in the world. There doesn't need to be this big of a gap in between the button and what it depresses into. I am aghast. I'm aghast, my friends. And I'm over this. I can't even look at this button anymore. I like how most of the fans in the game are covered. See this? This is a beautiful grating over this fan. But you'll notice that earlier I said most of the fans. I mean, what are we even doing here, B? Something else I noticed, and this is like such a simple thing, and I don't even know how they missed it, but there's no fire extinguishers anywhere. Even in the employee areas that are outside of the test chambers, there's not a lick of a fire extinguisher anywhere. And it's like, what? Okay, it's unlikely that there's going to be fire in the Aperture Science testing facilities, but it could always happen. I really think you guys should get some fire extinguishers around here. I know you have to get a third party in here to keep them updated and keep them refilled and check them every once in a while, but it's really not that much work. I mean, you basically just sign up for fire extinguishers and then they come and do them for you. It's really easy, and it would save yourself a lot of trouble in the future, I promise you. What if a fire broke out in the middle of your Black Mesa slander meeting? You'd have no option but to just run out of the meeting. If you had a fire extinguisher in this meeting room, you'd be able to finish slandering Black Mesa. That's all I'm gonna say about fire extinguishers. I don't think I noticed a single ladder in this entire facility, and herein lies the problem with that. Employees will start to create their own way around a problem, which is usually unsafe. Here we have somebody built a ladder out of cubes. It's not good. Look at how unstable this thing is. It's ridiculous. If we had a ladder easily accessible, somebody could have gotten up there and fixed this thing. And how do I know it was an employee, not a test subject? Because there's tools lying all around. Come on, guys. Equip your employees with the necessary tools. I highly dislike this area of one of the test chambers because it's this giant like sewer system and it doesn't have a grate over top of it. Because, I mean, if I was an employee and I just slipped and fell into this thing, I'm looking at a broken leg for sure. And that is just absolutely ridiculous. You can see there's little grates down here, so they obviously have great technology, but they don't have great technology, I guess, because they can't put a grate over this sewer thing. I hate this. I don't understand why. Okay, that's why. Oh, hamburgers. Okay. Okay, guys, that was cute, but I'm not a test subject, and honestly, let's get these sewers covered up with some grates, okay? Please. I'll allow it this time because that was kind of fun, but not next time. Alright everybody, thanks for checking out this video, and if you made it this far, thank you the most. You guys are the best. If you have thoughts for another game that you'd like me to review in this style, please put them down in the comments. I have a huge list of awesome suggestions from you guys, and some of them have blown me out of the water with how easily they could be OSHA inspected. So please keep them coming. I'm keeping a tally and I'm keeping a list and I'm checking them twice. I hope you guys had a great year and I hope the next year is even better for you. It means a lot to me that people are watching these videos because it's been a long time of my life making stuff and making art, and it feels really cool to finally put something on the internet and have people enjoy it. So thanks a lot. See y'all in the next one. Bye bye.